Hello, good afternoon, and welcome here to Crow Wildlife Hospital. I'm Rachel Rainbolt, the Education and Outreach Director, and I'm here for another segment of Wildlife Wednesday to talk about what goes on in the intake and rescue process. And here speaking with me today is our own Shelly Albright. She is our hospital office manager and our main wildlife admissions specialist. So she's going to tell us a little bit about what goes into rescue and transport for animals here at Crow.
Yeah, so we get calls in each day from people who have found injured wildlife. Sometimes they're finding orphaned babies, things that they are concerned about, either being on their own or that they can visibly see is injured and needs to come into Crow. So when we get those phone calls, we ask a lot of questions to help determine whether or not it actually is something that needs to come in, because sometimes what we have are healthy babies that are being cared for by their parents still, so we like to leave them with their parents as often as possible. But many times they are injured animals that definitely need to be out here. So in the course of asking the questions, we're able to determine what kind of an animal that the person is seeing and whether or not it would be safe for them to try to capture and contain that animal on their own. So if a person has come across a rabbit or a blue jay, something that they feel like they could easily toss a towel over, scoop them up, and get them into a box, then we would talk them through that and then also be able to tell them where a drop-off location would be nearby to where they currently are located.
Hey Shelly, what exactly is a drop-off clinic?
The drop-off locations are vet clinics that are partners with us. They are exactly how it sounds. It's just a drop-off point. They keep the animal safe for us until we can get by to pick it up. So we have transport drivers that go out each day to pick up our patients and bring them into Crow. So once they get to the drop-off location, then at least we know that they have a safe place to be until our driver gets by there. Other times we may have a situation like the call that I just hung up from was a great blue heron. And I wouldn't ask just anyone to toss a towel over a great blue heron and put him into a box. So in those situations where it's a little more of an intimidating animal to capture, we're really fortunate to have rescue volunteers all throughout the county that can help with those more difficult rescues. So we currently have a volunteer heading out now to go rescue a great blue heron, and then he will be taking that animal to our drop-off location because our driver is out right now doing pickups from all of those drop-off points.
Hey Shelly, I have another question for you for our audience members. If someone wants to know what clinics that we partner with, where these drop-off points are located, is there a way that they can find that out?
Absolutely. So they're all listed on our website, so you can visit crowclinic.org. And at the top right-hand corner of that page, you'll see a button that says something about you found an injured animal. And once you click that, it will give you a full list of all the drop-off locations, where they're located, and what their hours of operation are as well.
Cool. Okay, Shelly, so we've worked with people to get these animals in, assess what's wrong with them, and get them through our doors. So what actually happens to these animals once they get brought in here as a Crow patient?
Yeah, so once they arrive here at Crow, we get them into exam room 1, and every patient is given a patient ID number. So because we know we see more than 5,000 patients in a year, it's really important for us to identify them as soon as they walk in the door with that patient number. And so I think we'll just go into exam 1 here in just a moment, and you'll be able to see that exam process happen.
Okay, thank you so much, Shelly. So next on our list for Wildlife Wednesdays, we're going to be talking with Dr. Robin Bast, who is Crow's staff veterinarian in exam room 1. Okay guys, we are here in exam room 1 with Missy Fox, certified vet tech and certified rehabber with Crow, as well as Dr. Robin Bast, Crow's staff veterinarian, who will be doing an exam on Gigi, our ambassador. So because we don't currently have a patient in hand, Gigi will be used to serve as a substitute, so you all can learn what all goes into an exam process with us here at Crow.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get her out of her little house. And the first thing we do when a patient comes into the hospital is we get a weight on them so that we can dose any medications or treatments that they might need. So to reduce her stress level, we're gonna cover her head in this towel and put her on the scale. Go ahead, Missy. And she is 3.4 kgs, so her weight is doing well. We're gonna go ahead and bring her back over to the exam table. And since she's one of our ambassador animals, I am not expecting to find any major issues, but for our patients that come in on emergency, it's important for us to make sure we're looking for any abnormalities in terms of blood coming from anywhere, any broken bones, wounds, that kind of a thing. And then their normal vital signs like you would look for anything else. So their heart rate, their rest rate, can they move around normally, that kind of a thing. So I'm gonna start by taking a listen with my stethoscope to Gigi's heart. And I'm just gonna stick this right in her little armpit area while she sniffs around.
Hey, Dr. Bast, would an animal normally be acting like this when we give them an admission exam?
No, a wild animal is going to be very stressed in the presence of humans. And so usually you're going to have to restrain them more so that it's for their own safety as well as yours while you do a brief exam. That way you can minimize their stress while you figure out what's going on with them. So I'm just feeling all of her legs and down her back to make sure she doesn't have any abnormalities. And if she was a wildlife patient, I would be doing this with her head covered to reduce her stress.
And Dr. Robin, approximately how long do intake exams take for a patient normally when they're brought here?
Usually less than 3 minutes, depending on what's going on with them. I'm gonna take a quick look in her mouth if she'll let me, which she doesn't really want me to. So sometimes we'll go ahead and use a tongue depressor so that she doesn't bite me. And I can just gently look
That's okay.
in her mouth. She doesn't like that at all.
That's okay.
But we can see her little teeth. And then the last thing we're gonna do is look in her eyes to make sure she doesn't have any abnormalities there. I can tell based on the way she's acting around me that she has normal vision. She can see me and she can avoid me. And her pupils are reacting normally to light, so that's good.
Okay, Dr. Robin Baston, once an animal finally gets done with an intake exam, what happens to them?
So then we put them in a small enclosure as long as we've given them pain medication or whatever their initial treatment is. And we give them a chance to calm down before we do initial diagnostic testing. So x-rays, blood work, that kind of a thing is the next step in developing their treatment plan.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Robin Bast. And Dr. Robin Bast, as well as Missy, is there anything else you want to share with our audiences today about intake exams before we end this segment?
I think the important thing is just to know that your exam needs to be really thorough, but it needs to be done in a timely fashion to reduce stress on the patient.
Okay, thank you guys so much for joining us for Wildlife Wednesday, and we hope you all have a good day.